Hi everyone, it's Corrie. It is real late, like 1:30, frick, I don't even know, maybe 2 o'clock in the morning. But I didn't want to do this live. I'm not dressed, obviously. But there's a message, and I was trying to go to sleep, and I'm trying to settle in, and nothing will let me settle. My body hurts, every organ in my body hurts. There is pain everywhere within me. I'm like, and if you were on my, sorry, I got the mic covered. And you're hearing a dog snore. If you're on my live, if you were on in the event this weekend, you heard me speak about the heaven and earth, and then at the end you heard me do the little plaque prayer from when I was a little girl. Now I lay me down to sleep. If I should die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to cake. And I said that was like my little girl's prayer. That was my mantra. And it was on this little plaque, and I had a little girl in a balloon. And every single night when I went to bed, I didn't pray out of fear. I prayed out of hope and faith. And it's the one thing I've come to really know about myself is faith. But that the message is of hope. And everywhere I look tonight, hope, hope, hope. Songs come up as hope. Hold on to hope. Hold on to faith. All these things. And, you know, we're living in a time, in a world right now where the desire and the frustrations, the angers, all those things are rising. And what came to me, I was floating in the bathtub, and I'm like, I can't listen to another thing. I can't even listen to anyone else speak. I can't listen to another reader, anyone else. And it wasn't that anyone was saying anything that was so bad. It was the fact of words like suffering, hurt, pain. If you're hurting, if you're in pain, I'm like, do we not have one good word we can say in a sentence where every word is words of encouragement and love? And then I just had this sense of like my grandmother energy coming in, and I'm thinking of my Mi'kmaq First Nations my grandmother who was well, she didn't call herself by anything other than she was Maggie, and if she was here, she'd be cleaning house, she'd be kicking ass from here to kingdom come with the sense of attitude and disrespect, and you know, our attitude is showing. And so my new deck of oracle cards that's coming out, the Everyday Goddess deck of oracle cards that is now even got a cover look, it's about our attitude is always showing, like no matter what, if it's good, if it's bad, it's, you know, everything oozes to the outside of us. And so what I'm picking up, and I am a grandma, I am I can't even say it. If I say it, I was gonna say it in the Mi'kmaq language, and I'm like, I don't want to disrespect the elders with trying to pronounce it in this moment because it's really late. But it's like we don't need a person, we need the everyday elder, grandmother, or grandpa. And that's what my grandparents are channeling through me huge lately. And a lot of the ancient wisdom of those that walked before. And I'm like, we need some serious grandmother energy with her little straw brooms and sweeping us out the door and kicking us and just like hitting us in the bum with the broom, like, get the fuck out. We need to clean house of our attitudes, and our attitudes are showing, and we need to be able to return to the sense of hope and faith. And so this beautiful card is the first card that came out for me. And, you know, you see she's in this, and it looks like she's in a field of poppies. It's not. It's a field of sunflowers. And sometimes you got to look a little closer. You got to open your eyes. You got to see beyond what you think your eyes are seeing and allow yourself to see. And if you look real close, you can see the angels in the sky. And sometimes you got to look in real close. And our eyes lie, what we think we're seeing, what we think we're hearing. We get half-assed truth and lies and everything else that's all around us right now. And it's like, so we have a lot of this energy, and then we have a passion and a desire in her flowy red dress. And she's kind of looking at us, and she's kind of giving that look like, you know what? I've been through pain. I know suffering. And this beautiful woman in this picture is a woman who knows suffering. She knows the journey. but she also knows transformation, and she knows to come back again. And we are going through a massive transformation. So I see a lot of stuff, and I'm like, and I always get in that thing of like, fuck, would someone just listen? Listen to us elders, listen to us that have that wisdom, that channeled wisdom. There's something to be said if we just shut up and just listen. And so I've been taking a lot of time away from my lives and stepping away. And yes, I've been knocked out of the flow in the, it's how this crap works. And we're being very censored with our words. So, you got to be very careful with your words. But the card that came up was that it's reflection, the desire, the reflection, or the desire, the reflection. Desire can be beautiful, fearful, and destructive. Transformation does not hurt another. Transformation feels uncomfortable to yourself, but it is not a hurtful act. It is an action of love that returns us to walking the way to a more virtuous life. It is the journey that we take of learning to do the right things for the right reason, not because we have a desire or fears and we're nurturing those freaking insecurities that we have. And so the lantern that she's holding in her hands is a lantern of hope. It is that she's holding it close, and she's holding it close not to her heart, to her sacral. She's holding it close to where our umbilical cord connection happens. And she's holding it really dear, and she's able to allow that little light to shine up on the light of the stories and beyond the emotional truth, and to know that we don't forget, but we forgive. And we move beyond our desire, and we step into an energy of love. And that the pain that you feel today is real. And that the place that you are and the time that we're in and all of those things are real. But the pain that we inflict upon another is never going to take away our pain. The desire to judge, to criticize, to cancel people out, to do whatever, to just, have people be, it's like, where did we lose a part of ourselves? Where did we lose the essence of understanding that we are all human beings and that we all still matter and we all still have rights and freedom? And are we willing to lose that? Are we willing to give that up? Because if you have such a desire to take it away from somebody else, you better remember that it is coming for you as well. Whatever you project and wish upon another, the karma comes also back to you. It is like casting a curse upon somebody. And it takes time off your life, or there's a cost on your end. There's always a cost for what your desire is to get your own way. So what you wish upon another, what you try to do to another, will come back, and it affects everybody, including yourself. So what the elders is telling us, and in the Mi'kmaq culture, 7 is like that sacred number. And so this is the 7, and this is the wisdom of the elders, and to see the light in the wisdom of the elders, to see that those who have gained the wisdom, that have served their time in positions and jobs, and that we have to work our way, that we don't get handed this world. We're not entitled to this. And that desire to be able to see your light, and to see that yours is like, to see yourself as small, and to see this wisdom, this knowledge, and this hope, these words of hope, these angels of hope, these guides of hope, the sense of the power and the energy beyond the words. It is so much bigger than us. And we're here to see the light in the divine, to see the light in the Jesus energy, to see the light in so many other areas. But to remember that if we can allow ourselves to not want to take the light of another, to not want to be this light, but to have a desire to walk beside that light, to be here to learn from the experiences, to move beyond the desire, to let go. Are we tired yet? Are we done yet? And so as I get ready to go to bed, and I'm in the process of finishing up these cards, I'm crazy writing the 5th book, The Way Home. I'm just truly finding the sense of, it took me a lot of years to move beyond the anger. And there was a lot of anger for the judgment that was placed upon me, for the criticism, for the fact that, I was somebody who moved away from my home. I had to move provinces and shift and change energy, and all with a desire. And so I was judged either way. I was kicked from my band because I was no longer in my province. I had my treaty card taken away from me, my federal treaty card, because I wasn't enough to be that part. I lost that. I'm strict. I'm like white from the list. But other family members are not. And there's a lot of anger stories. But all throughout life, you're going to be followed. There's going to be a lot of things that are going to really place you in an anger energy. Being judged, my accent, being kind of laughed at, criticized for, oh, you're a newfie, and oh, all newfies are like this, and all newfies do that, and then it's that whole, oh, all newfies are good people. And so it's the double-edged sword of judgment that we place on people, even like, oh, I wish I could dress like you, or I wish I was and so those things that we have, and that desire to push that double-edged sword, and to it's like that double-faced compliment. And is it a compliment or is it an insult? What is it? Or is it a joke? Or is it that you have a secret kind of like anger story against me? Like, what is it? And so we're kind of lashing that kind of energy out everywhere. Let's stop flashing and our attitudes, and let's start doing an attitude adjustment within ourselves. Let's start making some deep-seated changes in here, and start to have the attitude of love, to start to show kindness and compassion in places and areas where you find yourself being judgmental. And that's the difference, is that you don't have to agree with everybody. You don't have to be on board with everything. But we're all still human beings in this world, and we got a lot of time that we're coexisting here together. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to be controlled, and I don't want to be censored, and I don't want to be told what I'm allowed and not allowed to say. And so remember that. And that this whole sense is that if these grandma energies get in, they're coming in, they're giving like whoopings. Like there is like, we need our asses kicked. We need to grow up spiritually. We need to awaken into a truth that, we're kind of having big ass tantrums because we're not getting our way. And the wisdom is that there is a beautiful light inside of each and every one of us. There is a beautiful light still in this world. And that it's time for us to start to hold on with hope and faith that we can start to see the light in each other, because the spirit in me can see the spirit in you. And that's not my saying. I've heard that saying. I've trained on that saying. I live by that saying, that inside in each and every one of us, there is still a piece of the light of the God consciousness. We all have it in us. So when we judge another, when we criticize another, there's a part of us. Look deep enough so that you can see exactly what is happening in you. And so when we let our ugly show, and we become the ugly in the world, and we let hate rule the world, and we let judgment, and we let fear, then we have a problem. Time for us to start shining light, this little light of mine. And so yes, it's real late, and yes, it's like crazy wet hair old woman. I'm the kokum, or I'm the grandma. I'm the Nukami, I think it is in Micmac. And so I'm that grandma energy. And so I'm in that, and I'm a channel. I'm a mystic. I can tell you what I see on the other side, that I do see beauty, I do see light, but we got to be the change. And it's time for us to start to do something a whole lot different than we've been doing, because we need these Kokum energies and these spirit guides that are coming in. They're coming in to give us that little kick in the ass that we need right now, for us to get over ourselves, to get out of our own way, and to start to allow change to happen. And I mean that. Get over yourselves. in the big way to some people that, you know, and not to my everyday people so much. This is not exactly to my everyday people. So we need to have more hope and faith, and to what is not so much the everyday people, but the small group of people, get over yourselves. And that's the truth, that we need to start to know that we're not here, none of us, because we're all are supposed to be on an equal level, that we're not here to control anybody. And the moment we start that journey is the moment we're in trouble. So let's get back on the love train. Let's get back on the faith train. Let's get back to doing the right thing for the right reasons. And let's just be kind. And let's be that kind of world. I will be back on my lives, but you can still watch all of the More Than Existing Summit, which was a place of love, light, joined together. It was beautiful. And all the recordings are still there. Go to Corrie School of Magic and you can sign up and listen and watch some good stuff and some love stuff, instead of getting involved so much with this hate. If we all stop watching it, if we all stop being so involved in it, maybe they'll stop preaching it. So I love you all, and I will be back very soon.